So today we will be discussing about the 16th chapter in Bhagavad Gita that is titled The Divine and Demoniac Nature. So before I start this presentation, my heartfelt gratitude to Her Grace Sachi Yashoda Mataji and Ramakrishna Prabhuji for encouraging us to read and understand Bhagavad Gita and present it in whatever way we have understood. And thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji, for encouraging us to take the path of bhakti seriously and guiding us to be part of Prabhupada's mission to spread the glory of Krishna consciousness all around the world. I am actually, this section is very difficult, very technical to understand. I am not at all qualified to present this presentation today. I don't have the required in-depth knowledge. However, with my small intelligence and small effort and mercy of Guru and Gauranga, I have tried my best to present it in as simple as possible. Hare Krishna. So before I start this chapter, how many of you have watched the Mahavatara Narasimha? This chapter draws so much parallels with whatever was shown in that movie. How many of you have watched? Hari Bol. So then you will be able to understand this chapter properly. You have seen the practical application of this chapter. Okay, so let's start. So connection with chapter 15. So in chapter 15, there was mention of a banyan tree. So that banyan tree was described as the material world. The material nature, it nourishes the modes of material nature. It nourishes both the upper auspicious and divine branches of the tree and the lower demoniac branches. And the extra roots of the banyan tree, it was compared to the activities of living entities, which are auspicious and some which are inauspicious. So in this chapter we will explain the divine qualities that elevate us on the tree and ultimately lead to liberation. And this chapter also explains the demoniac qualities and the mentalities which drives us lower on the tree and ultimately to hell. So acronym for this chapter is DOG, that is divine and demoniac, opinion and outlook of demons, gates to hell. So now this is how the chapter is broken down. That is, section 1 is first verse to sixth verse. That it discusses about transcendental and demoniac qualities. So in this section, Krishna describes the 26 divine qualities and 6 demoniac qualities. And then in the second section, that is verse number 7 to 20, discusses about the demoniac nature. So in this section, we see Krishna assuring Arjuna that he possesses all the divine qualities, and he discusses the activities, mentalities, and qualified of demoniac people, those who have demoniac tendencies. And in section 3, discusses is from 21st verse to 24th verse. That is escaping. How can we achieve the Supreme Lord? So that is there are we will discuss about the three gates that leads us to hell. That is lust, anger, and greed, and how we should give up these three quality. How we should give up these three things that leads us to hell, and so that we can purify ourselves and achieve the supreme destination. So before we discuss about demoniac and divine qualities, when I say demoniac, what comes to your mind? Anybody can answer. Preferably younger students. Anybody can answer. What comes to your mind when we hear demoniac, divine? Anybody, no need to raise hand. You can start speaking.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, Hare Krishna Devyaani. I feel like demoniac could mean something that is developing some nature that is prohibited by the Shastra, and being rude to other people, and in general not accepting the Lord as authority, and that's why not acknowledging his presence in others, so behaving rudely with them also.
Haribol. So that is a very apt definition for demoniac qualities. So demoniac qualities, they are also described to as royal road to hell. So they are developed from mode of passion and ignorance. So in 14th chapter, we discussed about the three modes. That is first goodness, passion, and ignorance. So demoniac qualities, they mostly is developed from the mode of passion and ignorance. So, when demoniac qualities, as Tulsi mentioned, it is, when when a person who possesses demoniac qualities, they do not follow scriptures, they do not believe in the authority of the Lord, they do not abide by the scripture. Instead, they think very highly of themselves, like they are the controller. A very good example is, Hiranyakashipu, even Kamsa also. They believe that they are the only powerful person. Nobody else can match up to them, and they don't believe in Lord also. So divine qualities. So when we hear of something divine, we associate it with goodness. So divine qualities are qualities that develop from mode of goodness. The importance of activities. So these the divine qualities. It is defined as Daivi Prakriti. What is Daivi Prakriti? They are transcendental by nature. They are considered auspicious for the on for progress on the path of bhakti. So when we have demoniac qualities, so people with demoniac qualities, they descend to lower forms like animal species, or they stay as human in material world. They will be caught up in the cycle of birth and death. Whereas person who imbibes divine qualities, what happens? They will progress. They will progress on the path of bhakti. Hare Krishna. So now, in this verse, Krishna explains the demoniac qualities. दाम्बो दाम्बो दर्प अभिमानश्च क्रोध पारुष्यामेव च अज्ञानं च अभिजातस्य पार्थ सम्पदमासुरीम्. So Damba means, these are in this verse demoniac qualities are mentioned. So Damba is what? Damba is pride. Darpa means arrogance. Abhimana means conceit. Krodha, anger. Parushyam, harshness. Eva, certainly. Ajnanam means ignorance. And Abhijatasya, who is born of. So the six qualities mentioned in this verse are, what are demoniac qualities? Those are pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. So in this verse, you saw the mention of a word called abhima. Wait, we'll get to that. So before that, so when we talk about demoniac people, they are full of themselves. They are always, they think very highly of themselves. They belittle other people, and they make a show of religion and advancement. But actually, they do not follow any principle. They're always engrossed in sense gratification. Their thought is, how can I accumulate more wealth? How can I be the most powerful person on earth? How can I be the most rich person, wealthy person? How can I get control of the entire world? So those people, demoniac people, think like that, and they desire to be worshipped by others. So even in the Leela of Narsimha Dev, we see Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu does tapasya, very hard, very complicated tapasya. Why? Because he was trying to, he asked boon from Brahma that he should not be killed by anyone. He should not be killed by any weapon at any day, at any time of the day, either living or non-living. He should not be killed. So such people are demoniac people. They do not believe in the presence of Krishna. They do not believe in Shastras. They're constantly worried. They have immense ego in them, that I am something. I am the greatest person on earth. That is their thought. And they do not know what should be. They cannot distinguish between right and wrong. They do things according to their own desire. So these demoniac qualities. So what is the danger in demoniac qualities is, especially we'll get to that in more detail. But if these demoniac qualities are taken on from the beginning since they are in womb. So when they grow, what will happen? They will develop all these inauspicious qualities. So in this verse, we saw the mention of a word known as abhijatasya. So what is the meaning of abhijatasya? Abhijatasya means one born of, that is born of transcendental qualities. So in Vedic scriptures, it is mentioned that it's very important to beget a child in godly atmosphere. So why do you think we should, nourish a child, imbibe good qualities in that child? Because if that a child, it is said scientifically that when a child is in the age of like 5, okay, they absorb whatever the adults does, whatever the adults say, they absorb like a sponge. So in that such an young age, when there is when he is surrounded by, when he is present in good atmosphere, when he associates with people having good qualities, what will happen? Automatically the child also will absorb those qualities. And there is a mention of the word garbhadana samskara. It is very important. Garbhadana samskara means to beget a child in godly atmosphere. So in ISKCON also we see so many small children. Even now also I see one video of one very nice boy called Bhagavat. I think he is 4 years old. He has come in reality TVs also. So he is an example of Garbhadana Samskara because his parents take so much efforts to give him the culture of Krishna consciousness. He is also going around and preaching. He is completely Krishna consciousness. Whatever he sees Krishna. He talks about Krishna. So that is the greatest result of Garbhadana Samskara. We should be very careful. So when a mother is pregnant, instead of talking bad about others, instead of watching bad movies, or instead of seeing material pleasure, the mother should also, in small effort, the mother should also engage in spiritual activities and read about Krishna, hear about Krishna. So one very wonderful example, so many are there. Even in our group itself, in our Bhakti Vriksha also, we can see small children from womb itself, they are hearing Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. And so such children who hear from the womb itself, they will develop transcendental qualities. They are not burden on earth. Rather, they will contribute something actually very valuable to our earth. So, what happens if you don't if you don't give birth to children according to Garbhadana Samskara? It is like simply, delivering cats and dogs. It's like producing cats and dogs. So they will if that child does not have any divine qualities, they will develop demoniac qualities and they will go on to destroy the world. So, therefore, Garbhadana Samskara is very important. That is, a child, when it is in the womb itself, we must try to give a nourishing spiritual atmosphere. So, and here also we discuss about Varnashrama Dharma. Now, when I talk about Varnashrama Dharma to an ordinary person, what do you think? You get flashbacks of different news, like in schools and all. A Dalit boy was made to sit aside because he belonged to an untouchable caste. Or we see even in government services also, there is so much partiality in the basis of dharma and caste. It's a very controversial topic. But actually, this Varnashrama Dharma is not meant to divide people like that. You cannot define, or you cannot tell that a person belongs to a particular caste simply by their birth name. We know, like many people nowadays, they have Nambodiri, Chaturvedi, Dvivedi in their surname. Technically, they belong to Brahmana class, but actually what they are living like normal people. They are not doing the duty which is assigned to their caste. So this varnashrama dharma, it divides the society into four. It's into four divisions of social life. So on what basis is this division made? It is not on the basis of birth. Rather, it is in the basis of your qualities and your educational qualifications. So these are made in place to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. So the qualities here, that is the divine qualities as mentioned here. It is very important to make person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from the material world. So everybody knows the four very caste divisions, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So in this system, Brahmana is considered the topmost. He is the spiritual master of all the other three sections. But even above Brahmana, we have Sannyasi. So Sannyasi is considered as the spiritual master of the Brahmanas. So it is like I am a student in my school. I am learning from a teacher. The teacher has obtained the subject knowledge from his or her professor. So the teacher is Brahmana and the professor is Sannyasi. So the sannyasi is the teacher for Brahmanas. Brahmana is the teacher for other sections of the society. So these are the divine qualities that are mentioned in this chapter. First is Abhayam. Abhayam means fearlessness. So in ordinary terms, when we think about fearlessness, what thought do you have? When I tell, no need to base it on scriptures. Generally, when you hear fearlessness, what do you hear? What do you think? What comes into your mind? Anybody can answer. No need to raise hand. Hari Krishna.
Like brave, not afraid to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. So we are not afraid to do anything. But actually, what does fearlessness mean? Fearlessness means complete dependence on the Supreme Lord's mercy. So he does not think that I am everything. I can handle anything. I am fearless. No, he is completely dependent on the Lord. So why is he fearless? How is he fearless? Because he believes that Krishna is with him. Krishna will help him do great things. So second quality mentioned is sattva samsuddhi, that is purification of one's existence. So what does purification means? That is strictly following rules and regulations. So even in scriptures we see, acharyas are very particular about following the rules and regulations mentioned in shastras. Why? They are not simply written; they are for our purification. So examples are, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very personally very strict, and then Mahaprabhu was punishing Chota Haridas. So these are the examples where it demonstrates that how we have to strictly follow all these rules and regulations because they are for our purification. And then cultivation of knowledge, that is jnana yoga vyavasthiti. So, what is the duty of a sannyasi? Nowadays, we see so many people, because we do not have proper knowledge of scriptures. Because we are all vulnerable. What happens is we encounter many people who claims to be sannyasi, who claims to know all scriptures, everything properly, but actually, are they sannyasi? No. What is the duty of duty of a sannyasi? That is, he must cultivate and give transcendental knowledge, especially to householders, graha ashramis. So sannyasis, they should not be worried about being wealthy or accumulating wealth. Rather, they should spread the knowledge, transcendental knowledge they have to the lower sections, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, etc. And they should have humility. So they are not worried about doing business. They are not worried about wealth. Rather, they should be constantly thinking about they should be situated in transcendence. They should think about Lord, and to support their body, what do they do? They beg from door to door to awaken Krishna consciousness for others. And next is charity. So charities, that is, it is meant for grihastas. So it is given in the mode of, we learn more about charity in the next chapter. So in given in the if it's given in the, it should be given in the mode of goodness, in right time, right place, and ideally 50% of their income should be to spend in propagation of Krishna consciousness. So charity also, again, it's a very controversial topic nowadays. We see so many businessmen, so many businessmen who are philanthropists like Bill Gates, Ratan Tata. So they are all doing good work by charity. But even them also we see their charity also there is an intention behind it. Like some people or mostly celebrities and all, they do charity not because they want to help others. They want to grab eyeballs. They want to grab attention. They are doing it for their benefit. And we see many people and all, they are very no, they have some difficulties in life and all. So some astrologer, some jyotishi, or some person whom they believe will guide them properly, they tell you should do charity. So such people, they do charity for the name's sake. They are not doing it in the mode of goodness. They are thinking, oh, if I do charity, it's a act of goodwill. I will get good karma. I will get good progress. That's not how our mood should be. Our mood should be what? We should sincerely give that charity. And in the name of charity, that does not mean you should not save whatever money we have, simply give away whatever you're earning. No, a very small portion, if we can afford, if we are in that place to donate, we must donate. So next is self control. Self control is dharma. One sec. So it should be followed by all. So we should self control. So sex life. Sex life should not be used for sensual pleasure to satisfy our senses. Rather, it should be used to propagate Krishna consciousness, to give birth, to serve as an instrument to propagate a Krishna conscious child. So this was mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 7.11. Next is yajna, sacrifice. So this requires material resources, that is Agnihotra yajna. And but see nowadays sacrifice also it is very difficult. In namesake we are able to do, but we do not know the purity of the materials we are using in yaga. We do not know where our milk, ghee and all is, where does it come from. We do not know how the milk is obtained. Nowadays and all in news we hear very horrifying things, how cows are given, no, they are not allowed to move or in their habitat. They are all tied together. They are injected hormones. So we do not know how the cows are treated and in what manner, in what mode our milk products are obtained. We do not have control over that. So what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives us a very the gives us the best solution. That is Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam Kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. That is, chanting of the holy name is the best. Sankirtana yajna is best in the Kali Yuga. So for Sankirtana yajna, it's very inexpensive. You don't need expensive you don't need to hire pandits. You don't need so many materials. You don't have to do any dana. Instead, you just simply glorify the Lord, simply chant the names of the Lord, and anybody can do. Brahmana can do, even Chandala, even dog eater, people who belong to dog eater families, even they can do. And we discussed in the previous chapters also. That is when we do Sankirtana Yajna, we get highest benefit. Then next is Vedic study, that is Swadhyaya. So this quality is to be imbibed by brahmacharis, that is student life. So brahmacharis also, what is their main duty? Their main duty is to dedicate their whole lives to the study of Vedic scriptures and also to explain others and also to teach others about Vedic scriptures, to make others also aware about the importance of following Vedic injunctions. Eighth is tapas, so austerity. So this quality should be imbibed by all, especially vanaprasthas. So human life, it is meant for liberation. So for that tapasya, it's according to Vedic culture, human life is meant for liberation. So we undergo we are constantly caught up in the cycle of birth and death. We evolve, we are evolved from different animals, plants, etc. That jalaja navalakshani, that is we spin through the cycle of birth and rebirth and before we reach human life. And humans are known to have what they are the most intelligent among the species. So we should use our intelligence to understand about Lord and follow what is written in Shastras. So ideally, we must retire after a household age, approximately 50 years of age. And then austerity can be it can be done of body, mind, and tongue. So refutes, there is show bottle spiritualist. Show bottle spiritualist means namesake spiritualist. So who say there is no, they say there is no need of austerity in life, and that 1 second, and that they can go on speculating. So in 10th chapter we discussed, and 10th as well as 4th chapter we learned that we should not understand the supreme lord by speculating. Rather we should follow what is written in shastras. Even in material world also, even in our normal academics also, we are not speculating, oh, why is a matter made up of atom, why is universe, why is how, who is behind this movement of sun, who is behind the movement of planets, how does earth revolve around the sun. We do not speculate. Great scientists, they have done their research and discovery. They have made sure they have gathered evidence, and whatever they have written, we learn it through whatever NCRT, for example. We learn it from proper sources. We gain scientific knowledge, even material knowledge, even mathematics also. We gain that knowledge from a proper source. So, similarly, we should not speculate. Rather, we should follow what is written in our Shastras. Then, simplicity. So, we should be simple and straightforward. So we should not be, simple in the outwardly simple, and inward we are something else. No, we should be genuinely simple. And then non-violence. Non-violence means ahimsa. So non-violence implies that we should not check progressive life of any living entity. We should not trouble any living entity. So this non-violence we'll explain in detail when we discuss about demoniac qualities. Truthfulness, that is, we should not distort the truth for some personal interest, especially Vedic instructions. Now, nowadays in market we see so many Bhagavad Gitas written by so many acharyas, but in some we find we do not know if all the books are correct or not. So there can be misinterpretations. Bhagavad Gita is not a book which is like our scientific speculation, which is like literature. It's not that you read a story and everybody in a literature chapter, when we study a literature chapter, everybody has their own views, their own understandings and takeaways from that story. But Bhagavad Gita is not it's a Vedic literature. It's not ordinary literature that has a room for many interpretations. We should interpret whatever is mentioned by the previous acharyas, how they have understood, because they are self-realized souls. They have understood it in very great depth. We don't need to do speculate and try to understand. We should follow what is written by them. So example is misinterpreted Bhagavad Gita commentary. So we must hear from proper authority, that is Shruti. Now now normal person, when we go for book distribution and all, they will ask, how are you so sure that Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita is the only correct one? There are so many other Bhagavad Gitas also. See, Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, we can notice that Prabhupada has not written anything on his own. It is not, he has never written, I think it is Krishna has said like this, or I think it is like that. No, Krishna is trying to imply like this. No, whatever has been passed down from the previous acharyas. So we are following Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So this Sampradaya is directly from the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. So whatever Prabhupada has written, it is according to Krishna himself. So therefore we have to follow Bhagavad Gita as it is and writings by Srila Prabhupada. Next is freedom from anger, krodha. So even if there is provocation, we should be tolerant. It is, I heard in a very wonderful lecture that a mother was very angry. Something provoked her, and she was trying to feed the baby milk. She was trying to make the baby drink milk. Because she was angry, that baby died. Why? Because her anger influenced that child. So it is very dangerous. Anger is also very dangerous. The anger is like fire, it will burn a very pleasant forest. So next is renunciation. That is, we learned in sixth chapter also, fifth and sixth chapter. We learned renunciation is not simply going to forest and sitting there. Rather, renunciation is nothing but we have to, whatever resources are available to us, we have to engage them in the service of the Supreme Lord and to spread His glories. Next is tranquility. Tranquility means this also. We have discussed in 12th chapter the qualities of devotees. That is, devotees are non-different to happiness and distress. And even Pandita Samadarshina, even in previous chapters also we have discussed. That is, they are unaffected by disturbing emotions. They are peaceful and equipoised. And the next is aversion to fault finding. That is Apaishunam. So to call a thief is okay, but no unnecessary fault finding. So in reality also we find, like when we do something very good and we out of happiness we tell to relatives, but then relatives they will divert. Oh, your mother was like that. Your mother didn't know cooking when she first came to our house. Your father was like that. They keep finding fault in others rather than appreciating them. So that also we should avoid. And next is compassion for all living entities. That is, we compassion means what? We have to spread spiritual knowledge through prasadam, books, and holy name. And next is freedom of covetousness. So covetousness means what? Greedy. So nowadays we know many, we live in a capitalist society. All, there is monopolies of so many companies. They are trying to be as, $1 trillion net worth, etc. So people are chasing $1 trillion net worth. To be the topmost high top one number one company in the world, or number one, most successful person in the world. We shouldn't be greedy. Rather, we have to appreciate whatever we have, and we should live according to whatever we have. And next is gentleness means what? We should be friendly to all living entities. It should not be like we are angry to one person, then we are, very happy with some other, or internally we are, full kachara is there, we are very greedy, we are very envious, but outwardly we are trying to present ourselves as very gentle, very good mannered. Next is modesty. Modesty is free. So modesty means what? We should not perform any abominable actions. We should not perform any activities that violate Vedic injunctions, and we should be very simple, very modest, steady. So determination, that is achapalam. So determination also we have discussed in great detail in chapter 6. The wonderful story of that sparrow and Garuda. So if a small entity, like small being like sparrow, can be so determined, certainly we have the caliber, we also have the ability to be determined. So determination means what? We should not get agitated or frustrated in our efforts regardless of failure. We should progress with patience and determination. So I know this sounds very easy. You should be determined. This is what we hear from our motivational speakers also. It's very easy to tell somebody, especially if we are in a place of privilege. It's very easy to tell, just be determined, just be patient. But it's very difficult to imbibe this quality, especially, in this fast pacing world. So this is one qualities which we should obtain. And next is vigor, that is tejas. So this is mainly for Kshatriya. So vigor means we should protect those who are vulnerable and weak. So nowadays we see our government has so many military and defense resources. We see, World War One is a very good example. World War One, there was no reason for countries to fight. It was fought purely to establish the supremacy of one country over the other. And what was the result of such a war? The economies of many earlier superpowers, they were destroyed, they were demolished. They came down to extreme poverty. So that is not tejas, that is not vigor. Vigor means we should protect those who need, those who are vulnerable. We should be non-violent, but that does not mean if somebody is using violence against us, somebody is trying to attack us, we should stay silent. No, that time we have to react, we should protect ourselves, but we should not, simply don't, we should not provoke anyone, we should protect those who are weak. Next is forgiveness, kshama. So we should forgive minor offenses of others. So when we are able to curb our enemies, at certain conditions, that means we show forgiveness. Again, this is also a very difficult quality to imbibe. When somebody has, if someone hurts you so much, it's very difficult to forgive them. But since we are trying to develop Krishna conscious attitude, since we are trying to develop divine qualities, small, small efforts we have to make so that we also acquire these qualities. And then fortitude. Fortitude is dhriti. So that is, when we face difficult situation, we should be mentally and emotionally strong. So very wonderful example for this point is Kunti Maharani. So in case of Kunti Maharani, her husband passed away, and she was, her and her five Pandavas, they were constantly troubled by Dhritarashtra and Kauravas. Still, she did not give up. Rather, she took the shelter of the Lord. So if you read the wonderful prayers written by her, we can see how dedicated and how firm she is in the mercy of Krishna. How determined that no matter, she is asking for more and more misery so that she can think of Lord. So Kunti Maharani is a wonderful example for displaying mental and emotional strength when faced with difficult situation. Imagine what all situations did Pandava undergo. They were, made. A wax castle was built for them. That castle was not built for them to give them shelter. It was made to burn down and kill them. And then, they were deprived of whatever land and whatever wealth they were eligible for, whatever they were, they had to inherit. It was for them to inherit, even that was stolen from them. So despite all this, they were emotionally, mentally strong, and they were fixed that Krishna, our Lord, will help them. So next is shaucham, cleanliness. So shaucham means we should be clean internally as well as externally. There should be no black market or unhanded dealings. So freedom from envy. So that is, we should not get jealous of anyone's success. Rather, we should try to. This is also very controversial, very difficult quality to imbibe. Freedom from envy. It's a human emotion. We should try to overcome that. So it is a very if we have not controlled, we should pray to Lord, so that we get freedom from envy. So one way to control, curb the feeling of envy is when we see someone successful, instead of thinking, oh, they are very brilliant than me, how can I be more like them? Instead, we have, what attitude should we take is, we should uh, you know uh, ask them, or we should think, what mistake am I making that they are not? How are they able to get be successful? What is their secret? Is How I should try to be as disciplined as them. We should take inspiration from them rather than being envious. Then freedom from the passion for honor, nati manita. This is also again very popular nowadays. We see most government yojanas and all in India, they are given the jolas, the bags, the poor people are given, or that yojana name itself, we see Pradhana Mantri Avas Yojana. Pradhana Mantri word is mentioned. So do you think Pradhana Mantri, Prime Minister, is actually doing for the welfare? It is, he is also doing for the welfare also, but a major component of putting that Pradhana Mantri is to give credit to the Prime Minister. That is, whatever yojana is successful, it is all due to Prime Minister. That's not how the case should be. We should not be passionate. We should not be, we should not desire some honor. So we must respect others, and we should not be puffed up with unnecessary prestige. So we should remain in our own status. Now Krishna reassures Arjuna that he possesses divine qualities. Daivi sampad vimokshaya nibandayasuri mata ma shucha sampadam daivim abhijato asi pandava. So that is that Arjuna imbibes all these 26 qualities we mentioned, we discussed in great detail. Arjuna has all those qualities. So therefore, what Krishna tells, you have all the transcendental qualities. You are divine. You possess divine qualities. You don't need to be worried about. You don't need to be worried. You have all the divine qualities. Now, an ordinary person, when I talk about Bhagavad Gita to ordinary person, they will tell, how is Arjuna divine? How does he possess divine qualities? Then why would he take part in the Mahabharata Yuddha? So in second chapter we discussed this. Karpanya dosho, that sloka 2.7 we discussed in great detail. That is, Arjuna is participating in this Mahabharata Yuddha not because he is cruel minded, not because he want to establish himself as a great warrior. Rather, he is participating in a war which is against injustice, and he is simply abiding his duty as a kshatriya. So kshatriya, what is the duty of a kshatriya? That is, we have to protect the weak as well as we have to take action whenever the justice or whenever some injustice occurs. So Lord Krishna, and for a Kshatriya, military man. So Kshatriya means what? It's a military man. So shooting arrow at the enemy, it is considered transcendental. Why? Because Arjuna is fighting against injustice. He is trying to glorify, establish dharma. So that is why there is no cause for Arjuna to lament. So, Krishna mentions about two beings, that is divine and demoniac. So, who are divine beings? We discuss. See, both divine and demoniac, they are born of Prajapati. They are from one source. They are from same Prajapati. But what differentiates them? Demoniac people, they do not obey Vedic injunctions, whereas divine people, they obey Vedic injunctions. So, this a very good example of this is Devatas and Asuras, Devas and Asuras. So we know that is Diti and Aditi. So Diti, she, when in a wrong time, due to some influence, she thought of something. She was overcome by the mind, sensual desire. So what happened? And she performed sex in a wrong time. So what happened? She gave birth to Asuras, because in the time she did that, it was not according to the Vedic injunction. So that is why she gave birth to Asuras, whereas Aditi was very pious, so therefore she gave birth to Devata. So from here also, that is, this is one reason why Garbhadana Samskara is very important. So when we bring children in a good culture, they will imbibe good qualities, transcendental qualities, and they will not cause havoc in the world. So, whatever duties we perform, it should be in the light of authoritative scripture. And if one who does not follow regulative principles as they are laid down in scriptures and acts according, that is, demoniac people, what they act according to their own desire. So there is no other criteria to. There is no other criteria but obedience to regulative principles of scriptures. One second. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the demonic nature we discussed in great detail. One, uh, One second, Mataji, something happened. Mataji, one. Hare Krishna, I won't be able to present my slides, so I will just explain.
Why, what
Are you able
happened?
to hear me,
What
Mataji?
happened, Devyani? Why you're not able?
Mataji,
What happened, but
something. Mataji, I'm not able to move the screen. I don't know what happened. One second, Mataji. I will explain. I can't present right now.
oh, okay, go ahead, no problem. It was going very wonderful. No problem. Continue better.
Okay, Mataji.
Just
Yes.
close and open. Close the PPT and then open. See.
Mataji, everything is like lagging, Mataji, so I cannot
Ah,
touch it properly.
okay. It's hung. Maybe it's hanging. Stuck.
Mataji.
Okay, better. No problem, better. No problem. Do it. Continue.
Okay. So we discussed the nature of demoniac qualities in great detail. So that is those who do not follow scriptural injunctions, as we discussed. They do not have faith. They act according to their own terms. They are not clean externally as well as internally. And then they do not accept any injunction which is good for the society, because they what they think highly of themselves. They do not obey elders. That is the main reason why they do not have the proper knowledge to discriminate between what is right, what is good. And they always they think that sense enjoyment is the ultimate goal of life. And it is stated in Upanishads, that is, there are two birds sitting in a tree. So one is acting and enjoying or suffering the fruits of the branches, and the other is witnessing. But if one who is demoniac, they do not have the knowledge of the Vedic scripture, so he does not have faith. So therefore, what he feels free to do anything for their sense enjoyment, regardless of whatever consequence they have to face. And a mention of a very important, very significant term is mentioned, mohajala. So mohajala means we are caught up in the trap of illusion. So it is like fish caught in a net. They don't have any way to come out. So since these demons, they do not believe in authority, they are very impudent. So this why are they impudent? They are in illusion. See, nowadays we say delulu is the solulu. So this delulu is the solulu is very applicable to demons. Why? They are in the illusion that I am everything. I am the most powerful person on earth. Krishna and all does not exist. That is what they think. But is that the reality? No, Lord exists, and it's written in scriptures too. So they are envious of both the scriptures and the existence of the Supreme Lord. And in previous chapters we discussed, especially in ninth chapter, we can understand the Lord if we are if we are envious. So some practical, real life scenarios are. Now, I know I have mentioned this in our chapter 10 PPT also. Nowadays we see so many Maharaj. So why are these Dongi Maharaj, Dongi Babas, why are they very popular? Because first of all, we don't have proper knowledge. We are all very vulnerable. So imagine a poor family. He cannot afford healthcare. He cannot afford a good house. So he's very tight. His financial situation is really bad. So in such a situation, it's not possible for that person is not mentally ready to accept the scriptures. So such people, what do? They want instant result. They somehow want to get out of this misery. So what do? They approach this dongi babas. So these dongi babas, they take advantage of such vulnerable people. Now they charge exorbitantly high amounts in the name of sambhavana, in the name of charity, donation, etc. So such people are called imposters of Supreme Lord. Imposters of the Lord are also known as demons. Because in chapter 10 we discussed in great detail, if there is one Lord, that is Krishna only. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Ishvara Parama Krishna. So there is no one above Lord. And this is not simply said, it's mentioned in Shastras by great acharyas. And also nowadays we see black market, so many cases in 2000s and all, during Congress rule, not only Congress rule, even now Pooja Ketkar, so many cases we hear in news, so many corruption scandals. That is, politicians they misuse the funds which are allocated for the people's well-being, for their personal expenses. So it's a very sad thing, because of demoniac qualities, because of being ignorant, being in ignorance, they are all committing all these sins. They are all committing these bad activities which are not mentioned in scriptures. So another thing we can see is wars. So in English chapter, when I was learning a chapter, so in that it was described that is war brings miseries. That is, in a war, nobody is peaceful. Even if technically a country wins the wars, losers are as common people, and the wives and relatives of those soldiers. Why? Because they have to endure such a big loss. A very valuable person from their family has died. So that is
Your
what
voice
has.
is breaking. Devyani, your voice is breaking.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Mataji, 1 minute, I will rejudge. So,
Yes, yes, beta.
Network issue with her screen. Switch off your video and just.
Shut some applications on your computer.
She lost the connectivity, I think. I think she'll join. We'll wait for her.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, what is the difference between pride and conceit? Lamb and Abhiman. You are mute, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. You are able to hear me, Mata?
What, Mataji?
You are able to hear me now?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Let us go through the chapter. She's back.
Yes,
Devyaani.
yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Then we will.
Tulsi, can you please press and put message? Yes, 1 second. I'll just download it and share it. Yeah, you can start. Okay, okay. Yeah, no problem.
Can you adjust your sideways, Devyaani? Can you turn?
Mataji, like this. Now it's
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. 1 second, Mataji.
Yeah, yeah. You had some network issue?
Yes, Mataji, some problem came, Mataji. I don't know what happened.
No problem, beta. Continue. You're doing wonderful. So captivating and very nice. Please go ahead. Don't be disturbed about these things.
Okay, Mataji.
So
No
you're
problem.
able to present the
So we are
screen now?
almost done, Mataji. No problem. I'll quickly get
You're able to
into it.
present the screen or no?
No, Mataji, I joined in my phone.
Okay.
That slide is 90, not 90. 1 second.
Ah.
24th slide. Can you present?
Tulsi Gopi is trying to present.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So let me make Tulsi Gopi the co-host also.
Brilliant PPT, brilliant.
Tulsi Gopi, you can present now.
Yes, Mataji, I'm able to share. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm downloading it.
No, better. No problem, better. We'll wait. Absolutely fine, better. No problem.
Mataji, I will explain. No problem. I have opened in. I cannot share, but I can explain. No problem.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So now we have discussed about demoniac qualities in great detail. We have also seen why it is important to develop divine qualities. So now we will see the fall of demons. That is Asurim Yonim Apanna Muda Janmani Mam Aprapyaiva Kaunteya Tato Yanti Adhaman Gatim. That is, after repeated birth and death amongst the species of demoniac life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
So people who have demoniac qualities, what happen? They get caught up in the cycle of birth and death. So because their karma is so bad, because they have not done any good actions, they take birth in lower forms of life. It is similar, they in ninth chapter also in great depth we understood that one who is envious of the Lord, one who is trying to overpower the Supreme Lord, they cannot understand the Supreme Lord and His glories. So that is why they take birth in lower forms of life. So examples we know Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kamsa. So these people, they believe they were extremely powerful. They were really capable of doing some good things. But unfortunately, what happened? They didn't believe in the existence of Lord. They were overcome by their sense of pride. So now we will discuss the three gates leading to hell. So these three gates are lust, anger, and greed.
Devyani, is this slide correct?
No, can you go to that three gates last slide? One three gates slide is there. This one only. Thank you so much. This one is Trividam Narakasyedham Dwaram Nashanam Atmana Kama Krodhas Tata Lobhas Tasmadeta Trayam Tyaje. So the three gates leading to hell are lust, anger, and greed. So every sane person, we should give up these three enemies, lust, anger, and greed, so that we attain the supreme destination. Next slide. Can you go to next slide? Ah, so, we discussed this sloka describes the beginning of demoniac life. So when we try to serve these three enemies, lust, anger, and greed, we cannot arise, we cannot progress. So if you don't want to glide down to the species of demoniac life, what should we do? We should give up these three enemies, which can kill the self to such an extent, that there will be no possible. So if we have these three enemies within us, there is no possibility of liberation from this material entanglement. So this is the end of the chapter. So in this chapter, we have discussed in great lengths about what is divine qualities. So divine qualities are qualities qualities which are obtained from mode of goodness. The how the divine qualities are we perform action according to Vedic scriptures, whereas demoniac qualities are we do not abide the scriptures, we do not believe in the presence of Lord, we do not follow Vedic injunctions. And we discussed various demoniac and divine qualities. Now we have come to the end. We will discuss the path to liberation. Eter vimukta kaunteya tamo dwarais tribir nara arachati atmana shreyas tato yati param gati. So a man who has escaped the three gates of hell. What are the three gates? Lust, anger, and greed. So a man who has escaped the three gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus attains the supreme destination. See, divine and demon. So a person who imbibes demoniac quality, it's not necessary that they will look like this typical caricature type demons with that vampire teeth and horns and all. No. So it is all about your qualities. So if you have divine qualities, you are divine in nature. So in nowadays we see so many countries, even Russia Ukraine war is one example. In Russia, why is that war fought? Because Russia wanted to capture some land from Ukraine. So in that process, so it has caused trouble to so many people. It has havoked our oil prices, food rise, cost of living increased, the cost of food commodities, basic necessities, it all increased. So these demoniac actions, they have very terrible consequences. They are done for foolish reason. And even technological advancement also, we see, countries are constantly investing taxpayers' money to develop more weapons. I am not against. Bhagavad Krishna is not telling we should not. Prabhupada is not telling there should not be any technological advancement. No, without technological advancement, we will not be able to see virtually and take class and serve the Lord. We won't be able to be in touch with others. But technology advancement, it should be done for the goodwill of the society. It should be done for the benefit of society, not for destruction of the society. Hare Krishna. So this is the end of the chapter. Mataji, Hare Krishna. So we can develop these divine qualities. We will overcome these lust, anger, greed by how? By performing devotional service, which was greatly in depth. It was explained in the previous session, the importance of devotional service, and how when we perform bhakti yoga, automatically our senses come under control, and because we are constantly thinking about Lord, and we don't have to perform any very great tapasya. They are important to hold us, to catch us when we fall. But other than, if we are steady in bhakti, we will be able to imbibe all the divine qualities, and we will reach Krishna. We'll go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is it, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Devyaani. Thanks a lot for the wonderful explanation of the entire chapter. Especially, you took real wonderful efforts to actually speak about all these Daivi Sampada, the divine qualities, which we all have to, nurture ourselves and imbibe and inculcate these wonderful qualities. And you gave so many wonderful examples for each and every one of them in great detail. I'm so very happy that you concentrated more on the divine qualities, because it is not, we are not really worried about the demoniac qualities, because already we are full with demoniac qualities. So we have to concentrate and on the divine qualities that we have to imbibe and inculcate. That is was very, 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 very wonderful. Yeah. So thank you, Devyaani. Thanks for this wonderful session. And for those of you who do not know Devyaani or who is listening to her for the first time, she is the dear daughter, elder daughter of His Grace Radha Ramana Kripa Moidas Prabhu and Her Grace Leela Parani Lakshmi Rani Devidasi Mata, and she is in the grade 12. And yes, I think there are some questions. And also, one wonderful thing I liked about you is you had some network issues, but you were not, you were still focused, and you did not feel nervous when you were not able to show the PPT or some issues. You came back again and you said, "No problem, Mata, I will continue." So that was very, very wonderful about you. And may Krishna bless you, dear. It is very nice listening to you. Each and every chapter is nectarian when it flows from your mouth. Thank you, dear. So, yeah, Nupur Mata, when you had a short connectivity issue, Nupur Mata had a question. She wanted to understand the difference between pride and conceit, which is in Hindi. What is the meaning? What is the meaning given, Mata? Damba, right?
Damba and
Damba, and
Yes, Damba and Ahankar.
Abhiman.
Abhiman.
Ahankar. Yeah.
Yeah, Abhiman, pride. So in English, it's pride and conceit, or Damba and Ahankar. Yeah, Nupur Mata wanted. Can you assist her? Otherwise, I'm there. I'll tell, but I want to listen from you.
Mataji, I will try. I'm not that much knowledgeable in this, but I will try. Mataji, like pride and conceit. Pride means the main difference I feel is, see, everybody, we need to keep our pride in a positive manner. We should not lose our dignity. We should not be too much of ourselves. Conceit means, I think it is thinking too much highly of ourselves. we are very arrogant. We, to the point we look up to people who may not be as privileged as us. Pride is also negative, but it has a positive aspect as well. I'm not very clear about that, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Devyaani, you're correct, Beta. You're very much correct. Pride can have both the connotations of positive and negative, but conceit is always negative. Yeah, like I'm proud. I can say I feel very proud about my child. You can say, or you can make your parents proud. Yeah, or you're bringing pride to your school. Yeah, so that can be positive. Yeah, so but when it comes to pride, there is always, that means there is something, some reality is there. Nupur Mata. Okay, when somebody is feeling proud, see for example, I feel proud because say for example, okay, I'm feeling I feel pride, or I'm feeling proud because I'm a great singer, for example. So that really is true because I'm a great singer. That can be used in that way. Or, and if you don't have that feeling, then it can be used in the positive sense also. Like, for example, I can say, I feel very proud to be a follower of the ISKCON movement. So that is in the positive way. So that word pride can be used both in a positive and negative way. Okay, Mata, that means there is some substance. मतलब सचमुच आपको दम्भ होने का या गर्व होने का लिए आपके पास एक प्रॉपर रीजन है. लेकिन जब कंसीट की बात आती है, अहंकार की बात आती है, वो दैट इज यूजुअली एग्जैजरेटेड वे, मतलब कुछ नहीं है लेकिन अपने आप को बड़ा दिखाने का, एग्जैजरेट करने का. एंड इन दैट प्रोसेस व्हाट हैपेंस, सच पीपल आल्सो बी लिटिल अदर्स, मतलब दूसरों को नीचा देखने का. तो वो बहुत ही गलत तरीका है. मतलब such people are those who boast themselves, exaggerate themselves. मैं ये कर दूंगा, वो कर दूंगा, ये कर दूंगा, लेकिन जीरो है, कुछ करते नहीं, but they will tell. So that is conceit. And Dampa means there is really something in you, there is some substance in you for which you're feeling proud. In actuality, you should not feel proud also, even if you have something. But sometimes pride, that word Damba, can be used in a positive connotation also. But conceit is always negative. Did you get that point, Mata, Nupur Mata?
Yes, Mataji. Because it is in the demonic nature, na? This pride word used for the demonic nature. So
Demonic
I
nature,
was
because they use in the wrong way.
wrong way.
Because of their abilities, they are troubling. For example, Hiranyakashipu was really strong. So he was very proud about his strength. So, but he did not use that strength to take care. He was using it the wrong way. He was troubling the weak people, on the contrary. In fact, because he has a strength, he should have, in the true sense, should have taken care of the poor people or the weak people, weaker section. But he was using his strength in the wrong way because of his pride. Because of his pride. I am now strong. वो उसका pride था. Now nobody can kill me. मतलब उसके पास substance है. उसको गर्व होने के लिए सचमुच वो strong person था. ठीक है माता, लेकिन उसने गलत दुरुपयोग किया, उसका स्ट्रेंथ का उसने दुरुपयोग किया, इसलिए वो डिमोनिक नेचर में आता है. बट उसी वर्ड को हम पॉजिटिव में अगर लेंगे, आप बोल सकते हैं कि हाँ, आई फील वेरी प्राउड बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ इस्कॉन, बीइंग द फॉलोवर श्रील प्रभुपादा. इस तरह से भी हम इसको यूज कर सकते हैं. प्राइड हैज टू कनोटेशंस, बट कंसीट इज ऑलवेज नेगेटिव. ओके माता?
Because in Balaram Jayanti, na, we heard that Balaram ji removes all our dumb.
Yeah,
So
that means that is negative
negative.
pride, जो नेगेटिव होता है. But we should be proud that we are the servants of Krishna.
Yes.
In that sense,
Mataji,
yeah, go
one
on.
thing I want to know, because there are 26 divine qualities which have to acquire, and only six are the demonic qualities. For that, we have been labeled like demonic in nature. So we should get all these 26 to be like in that mode of goodness, or few can be exempted.
Now you decide then in that case you want to be in the demonic category or divine category. Because it is very simple. Okay, ये जल्दी हो जाता है, चलो चलो ये करेंगे. तो वो सब है. Yeah, divine qualities are 26. But did you see the consequences? पूरा chapter it talks about the consequences. 6 अवगुण है, लेकिन उसके क्या क्या consequences है. The rest of the chapter Krishna talks only about the consequences. भले ही उन्होंने 3 6 या कुछ तो बताया, qualities and passion, ignorance, but the entire chapter talks about the rest of them. वो किस तरह से करते हैं, उनका consequences क्या क्या है, how they have to suffer in the hellish planets, क्या क्या है उनका वो सब all, and how Krishna treats them. What is the treatment method to them, to those demoniac people? वो सब भी तो है ना, वो सब है ना माता. इस तरह से.
Yes, Mataji. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, Devyaani. Very, very nice lecture today.
Okay.
Nice.
You're in mute, Devyaani. You're trying to say something, but you're in mute.
No, Mataji, nothing.
Okay. Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot. Very nice, wonderful session today. So we are in the penultimate. Tomorrow we'll be hearing the 17th and then goes on to 18th chapter. So we are one successfully, by the Lord's mercy, we are able to do this 18-day BG course. And I'm thankful to all the wonderful children here who are doing their best. Yeah. So I'm proud about them. I can use proud now. I feel very proud. Yeah. So because I'm feeling proud because there is substance. There is a reason for me being proud because they're really having that. अब समझ गए अभी. Here ये गलत नहीं है. अगर मैं इसका यूज करती हूँ that I'm feeling proud about them, वो गलत नहीं है क्योंकि सचमुच उनमें कुछ काबिलियत है, कुछ क्वालिटीज है कि जिससे मैं I can feel proud about it. Okay, Mata? That is how you have to understand. Thank you. Thanks to you and Devyaani. You can do the Vaishnava Pranam mantra before we close the session for the day. And is there any Google form beta? Any quiz you've prepared? Nothing.
No, Mataji, nothing like that.
Very good. Okay. Can you do the Vaishnava Pranam mantra beta?
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे.
Hare Krishna. Thank you once again. And also, let us very nicely cheer up and congratulate Hasini because she has got her admission in NIT Warangal and that too free of cost. And by the time she comes out, she'll be a postgraduate degree holder. So not just graduation. She has really worked hard. And most importantly, she so much cares for her parents that she doesn't want the parents to spend anything for her. So she tried her best and got a seat, which is a free seat. And she is able to do her complete with this course. What is it? CWIG, right? What is it, beta? Hasini?
Yes, Maji. CYWG,
It is
I'll be
CY.
the same as an Indian student.
Sorry, it is C.
Children of Indian Working Group.
CWIG. So wherein she gets 1 minute, beta. Hare Krishna Mata. Hare Krishna. So wherein she gets a seat, and this is a integrate course, both graduation and post graduation. So she'll be able to, once she comes out of the university, she'll be holding a postgraduate degree with her, and that is very wonderful. Thanks to, very, very wonderful, Beta Hasini. May Krishna bless you with all success in your academics, in your spiritual life, as well as in mental life. May Krishna bless you, dear. And wherever you are, stay safe. I'm sure Lord Narsimhadev will always keep you under his protection, under his shelter. Okay, Beta? Take care, Beta. All the very best to you. Hare Krishna. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so with this, I end the session for today. I request all of you be there tomorrow to listen to another Nectarian session, which is 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Same link, same time. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Okay, We'll all meet more. Okay, beta?